Assalamu alaikum viewers. Israel recently launched attacks on Hezbollah activists, officials, attacked their notebooks, pagers, walkie-talkies, killing many people, injuring many more. And this is most probably the first instance in the history of international relations that a state has invoked the cybersecurity and as a weapon against its enemies. So far we had been talking about state private terrorism, but now this almost is equal to state-sponsored terrorism, the way Israel basically conducted these attacks. So the cybersecurity regime, which was supposed to be protecting us all, has now been being weaponized or being weaponized by the state of Israel in its continued repression of the Palestinians, as well as all allies of the Palestinians and friends of the Palestinians in the region, including those who belong to Hezbollah. So to discuss this, we have with us Imran Rasheed in London. As a cybersecurity expert, has been with several banks, but primarily has been now focusing on cybersecurity, various dimensions of cybersecurity. And I would like to welcome Imran Rasheed sir.
Thank you very much, Imtiaz sir.
So you just heard my introduction, and I would lunge into this conversation by asking whether Israel has set up an extremely dangerous precedent for us all, and should we be worried after what Israel did to Hezbollah?
Yes, I would say, I think now we have seen the time when this cyberspace is being used not only for cybercrime. Obviously, the cybercrime is on the verge for many years, when our cyberspace was used mostly in our communication, where cybercrime was happening for the personal gain, for the financial gain, for the organizational damage, for the personal damage. These crimes are at this point. These crimes are very much in this era. But this is the first and the foremost, the first precedence where we have seen the cyberspace or the cyber communication is being used to damage the physical damage, and that the communication which was happening on the personal devices. And this is one of the UN resolution that the personal gadgets are not being used for any kind of to do the harms for a physical harm. But we have seen this is the first time an entity has used these communication as a weapon, and they actually exploit the damage to the people itself. And this is the first time that we can say very certainly that the cyber war, which is at this point, it is the against the UN resolution, it is against the humanity, it is against the personal space, because using the personal space or the personal gadgets, which all of our individuals are using at this point. Everybody at this point in this globe has got their personal gadgets in their hands or in their houses, in their offices, and now those personal gadgets or personal endpoints has been used to not only exploit the data itself or the cyber crime, but it's also been caused for the cyber war. Has been actually started.
So
we should be worried, and we must be worried.
Everybody is at risk right now, and Israel basically has acted as a state sponsor of terrorism. So we have to draw a distinction between the hackers and a state that has deployed cybersecurity to basically kill or maim or injure its rivals.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So now this weapon or this method, I would say, this method not only been used for personal gain, but it's also been used for a state interest gain. And obviously, the Israel is far more advanced in the cyberspace in terms of the cyber security. They also have got a very sophisticated tools and techniques and technologies which can actually goes to the personal space of any individuals, and as well as it actually goes to they can actually target to the organization, and as well as the masses of the people, or the masses, to actually go into their space or go into their devices and damage them. So I would say this is very serious at this point, and we should actually, because now in this cyber information security, cyber security, cyber crime, or cyberspace, this is a new discussion now has been started. Before that, there was another incident was happened, that was called a CrowdStrike. That is also not a cyber attack, but it was actually a cybersecurity incident that was disturbed the people. Daily life means the airports were shut down, hospitals were shut down, financial institutions were shut down, and that was also cause of this cyber security incident, which we call it is also one of the biggest one. But on the other hand side, this cyber crime or the cyber war which the Israel has initiated, that is also is being seen for the first time, and this is very worrying in our field, in our cybersecurity, or in IT field. Now people start worrying that the devices which they use, are they secure enough? Are they secure enough to actually carry them, or it's also one of the threat which actually they carry all the time with them.
Okay, thank you very much. This is indeed very alarming and very legitimate concerns that we all have in this situation, and what one can only hope, although we have been hoping against hope, that Israel basically desists from trampling all the laws, particularly the UN laws, that it has violated in recent attacks. But let's hope that the international community joins hands to prevent Israel and other states from using cybersecurity as a weapon against their enemies. So, thank you very much, Imran.